Megan, hello. It is so good to see you. I'm trying to contain my excitement. You know, I'm very honored to speak with you after Meg the Stallion.
Likewise, Taylor. Admiration is mutual.
How surprised were you after that video? I mean, did you know that she was going to be the person announcing you? Walk me through the moment that you saw it all.
No, I did not know that the Megan was going to be introducing me. I was like, I had the best one on the team. I mean, Crystal had Lil Wayne. That honestly, that was pretty good. But like, Meg Stallion, come on.
Yeah, and I mean, just the Megan connection. It was so perfect. Love that moment for you all. I watched that whole thing, and it was just really nice to see you all get all of the love that you deserve. And I mean, for you, it is your 4th Women's World Cup appearance. I want to talk a bit about how your role has changed every year that you've done the Women's World Cup, and also just where you're at in life has changed every year that you've done it. So starting with year 1 and then go through them, can you put a title to the role that you had in those years?
Oh, man. My first World Cup was a little tough, to be honest. I was basically a starter, like all the way leading up to the World Cup. And without that much conversation, Pia, at the time, I got benched, like literally like 2 and 3 days before. I mean, I've always been much more of a gamer than, practice. Like, what are we talking about? I've learned to practice a lot better and understand the importance and the value. And in practice, you can't actually play the games unless you practice well. But that one was tough because I felt like I should have been a starter. I felt like I should have been playing, but I just took the opportunities that I had. And, a little like kind of personal victory in that World Cup was, working my way back. And, when the final came about, I was in the starting 11 and on the field and impactful in that way. I think for me, it's like was kind of my introduction to the world in terms of like this is who I am. This is kind of like what kind of player I am. I love the big moments. Of course there's pressure, and of course you're nervous. I'm not like a cyborg or anything, but I love it. I think it's so much fun. It's like you don't do all this work and sacrifice and all the BS you have to do to be an elite athlete. Like that's the payoff is getting to play in front of these stadiums and getting to play in front of these fans and be in those moments. Obviously, we had the crazy game against Brazil. It's still like. It's just ridiculous that whole game and the cross to Abby and everything. So that was like, I guess allowed me to introduce myself to the world. Second one, honestly, it felt like a home World Cup, with it being in Canada, but so close to the U.S. Stadiums were red, white, and blue everywhere we went. That one was tough. I didn't feel like we always played that well, but it was just like, quintessential U.S. finding a way to win all of those games. Definitely in 2019, that was like a crowning moment of my career. I felt like everything kind of came together, like my personality, everything that we were fighting for off of the field, coming through, 2016 and 17, where I feel like I was, if I would have went away, they would have been like, awesome, that great. Go ahead and keep going away. So having to like fight through that moment, they were like, cool, girl, feel free to not come back. But obviously, like, what it meant to be, fighting for equal pay and what it meant to kneel with Cap and, come alongside the WNBA players and, being a part of definitely in the U.S., but I feel like in a world that was just dramatically changing very quickly, dyeing my hair pink, like it all, I feel like that was like a real culmination of like, this is who I am. This is all the things that I want to embody, the embodiment of joy, but also the embodiment of fighting for things off the field and expressing who I am and being able to be a much sort of like fuller person in that way. And, the tournament was incredible, crazy games and obviously having, president tweeting at, like, hate tweeting at us, but also I was like, you seem kind of into it, so I'm not really sure what's happening.
Yeah,
like,
but you're watching.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it seems like you're tuned in, sir. So that was, just, I think that's just like going to be like one of the most incredible moments of my entire life. Like, you can't write that script any better. Being able to score in the World Cup final and having the whole stadium chant equal pay and doing it like with like my group of players. Like, that was like our generation. Like, some of my best friends were on that team, so that was really special. Obviously now, I'm on the Megan Rapinoe end of the age gap, which apparently starts at Alyssa and ends at me, as Alex said. Yeah. It's a way different, it's a way different experience. I mean, obviously, you sort of said, you talked about my role changing a lot. I've talked about that a lot. It's going to look way different. I won't, probably be on the field as much as I was in past times, but still feeling like I can have a lot of impact. And this one I feel like is just going to be really special. Everything we've been fighting for the last, really like 8 years, the past 2 World Cups have been so focused, particularly 2019, so focused on that, like, breaking through the wall or breaking through the ceiling and like really like grabbing hold of that progress. I feel like we've done that now, and now it's like, okay, and this is what we can do. Like, this is what we've been saying all along. This is like an opportunity, I think, for everyone to see us, not an opportunity for us to show, opportunity for everybody who's been late to the party to come and watch what's been amazing the whole time.
Absolutely. And so, with that being said, is it fair to say that maybe you feel lighter this World Cup just because of what it allows you to focus on in this moment?
I think in ways, yeah. In ways I feel lighter. In ways it feels more like, okay, we can just like go out and play and enjoy ourselves, and really just like enjoy what an incredible tournament this will be. It's like I already know all the Women's World Cups are better than the last one. And I don't think this would be any different, but even just like the ticket sales coming in, more prize money, like where it'll be, I think as well, Australia and New Zealand are like, rival America for like insanity when it comes to sporting culture. So I think like that level of intensity and just like interest will really be there. But then sometimes I'm like, dang, I'm old. I know a lot. Like, I'm like thinking about all the things that I know and like, are we doing this? Are we doing this? Are we doing this? So sometimes I'm just like, okay, you don't need to think about everything. You can't control everything. Like, I'll try to prepare myself and the team, as much as possible. But like, ultimately, you got to go out and kick the ball and, do what you do on the field. And I think, looking back at my past World Cups, like the best thing is to just be unburdened and to just play. Like, we have so much talent on the team. We have so many new players. We have so much personality and like spice out there on the field that it's just like, let everybody chill and go do their thing and really just like enjoy every moment for what it is, because it's incredibly special.
Yeah. I love hearing you talk about the past World Cups and just where you were at in those moments in time, because the World Cups kind of have served as markers on your journey, both for you personally, but also everybody that is observing you, because at this point you have just seen so much. And I was listening to a podcast that you did with some teammates, and in it, they called you their wisest, most trusted teammate. And your response to them was, well, yeah, it's because I've made so many mistakes. So what mistake that you have made in your career did you learn the most from?
You always come with the hard hitters, Taylor. Gosh, what mistakes? I feel like I made every mistake. I mean, just like in general. I think, it's tough. I've been through like so many relationships with coaches, obviously. I wrote about that in my book. Jill and I had a little bit of a strained relationship. So I think some of the ways that I handled that, or just feeling like things are so stressful in the moment, which I think sometimes you just can take a step back and not have to like worry so much. Things will sort of figure itself out. We're not like doing rocket science here. We're just going out and playing a game that we all love so much. One mistake I keep repeating is packing way too much. I have so much stuff, and I'm not going to need it all, but that's fine. But I think just, I don't know if I've made this mistake, but I feel like what I want to tell the younger players, like really, really enjoy every moment, celebrate these moments. You don't get to go back and celebrate. You don't get to go back and enjoy these moments, like whether it's making the World Cup team for the first time and just like celebrating that and being happy. Let yourself like feel that joy, or scoring your first goal in a World Cup, or scoring a goal in a World Cup is special. Winning different games, making it to different stages. Like, I think that's something that this team has always done a really good job of, but I know for myself that's been important to me. Like, you can take the moment. It doesn't mean you're not focused, like not sort of onboarding those whack narratives from, people who never been in that position. Like, you need to celebrate and enjoy every single moment. Like, it gets hard at times, and I feel like being able to balance that with the joy and with the excitement and just with kind of like feeling what you're feeling is really important to being successful in the end. Like, you can't just be focused for 40 days straight. We're going to be on this trip forever, more than 40 days. We're going to be on this trip for like 2 months. But the World Cup is, just over a month long, and like, you can't just stay focused the whole time. Like, I've been in this a long time. That's bullshit. Like, that doesn't work like that. Like, elite athletes don't operate like that as much as,
Right.
Some people want to say that they do. Like, you need that balance, and you need to let loose, and you let your hair out, and you need to relax a little bit and just enjoy every moment.
Yeah, you got to have the moments where you can kind of just be alone, debrief. You're already compartmentalizing so much as an athlete that you have to have those times you step away and just being present and feeling present. For this World Cup, your coach said Megan is going to have different type of minutes. What do you hear when you hear that?
I mean, I've been used to being a starter, one of the kind of obvious names on the team sheet every game, and that's going to look really different. I think in general, our game to game roster could be very different. Like, and just looking back 2019, all of us have played together for so long. It was pretty, like, really 2017, 18, and 19, it was like, this is the team, this is rotations, all of that. It was much more clear. I think we're going to have to be really nimble. I think we're going to have to really be like, finger on the pulse during the games of what's happening. Like, if we're up 2-0, like, I'm not going into the game, like, I'm not going to be playing in those games. But if we're tied or we're down or we need a different kind of spark, that's what it's going to look like. So I think I don't really know. And to be honest, I don't think Vlatko really knows. And I think we're cool with that. Like, for me, whatever impact I can have whenever I'm called upon. And I think, being able to draw from my experience, like, I'm going to want to play all the time. Everybody wants to play all the time. Obviously, it's not that I don't want to play all the minutes, but, I'm confident, and, we have such a great relationship and such like open communication. Like, if I get used, it's because I'm the best person to be used in that moment. If I don't get used, then like my impact will be the same. I think that's what, something that's really unique about this tournament is that regardless of whether you're playing or not, like, you're so important to the sort of overall like vibe and emotional, mental, and physical like health of the team. Like, it's really important that those players like keep everyone together, because it is hard and it doesn't go individually the way that everyone would like. 11 players start and we get 5 subs. Not everybody's going to play. Not everybody's going to play every minute. Not everybody's going to score every goal. So, people have different roles, and I feel like, to be honest, if I can accept my role, I don't hear nothing about anybody else accepting any kind of role. So I feel like it's a good example, and like really understanding that it takes, it's cliche, but it really takes everyone like diving into their role 100%. And I just like guarantee you, if we win at the end, like, it's all worth it.
Absolutely. I'm that's really interesting that you said that when you were like, if I have accepted my role, I feel like everybody can, because I agree. And when you really step back and think about the role, that acceptance part of it, has it been hard? Has it been easy? Whenever I think about athletes who obviously have had such great and storied careers, when that moment comes where it shifts a little bit, I always wonder how big of a hurdle it is to switch your mind to that switch as well.
Mm-hmm. I think the tougher part about it for me was like just coming to terms with like I can't do everything physically that I used to or that I might want to. You know, I feel like obviously the mental part, I just keep getting better up here. And sometimes when the mental and physical doesn't always translate perfectly with each other, that is more the frustrating part. I think as this type of elite athlete, having national team and you know, our league and the NWSL be such a huge part of what we do. It's not like the World Cup's every 4 years and we get together a few weeks before and that's kind of the only thing. We're together a lot. And so to be able to have my NWSL experience where I'm still playing a lot and can still like contribute, you know, so much and be starting and playing a lot of the games, you know, that kind of makes it easier on the national team where I'm not doing that or I'm not, you know, playing all of the minutes. But I feel like for me also, like, I'm just realistic in that, like, I can't do that. I'm not going to be able to play 9 minutes or 7 games in a row or 6 games in a row or even 5 games. So, like, I think I can still be really impactful, especially as an offensive player. You know, we make those subs late in the games or come in for 30 minutes or 15 minutes or be able to take a half, whatever it is. I think I'm just, like, realistic in that, like, hey, I can still contribute a lot. You know, maybe not as much as I'm used to or as much as I used to before, but also I don't really need to because we have all of these players that are incredible. And, you know, to bring a player off the bench that has a kind of experience and that has, you know, the type of game that I have is really unique. Oftentimes you bring in, you know, players off the bench that are younger or that don't have as much experience. So I feel like it's a unique balance at an offensive position. Obviously, Vlatko has put, you know, a ton of trust in me to even, you know, bring me or have me a part of the group and just understanding this kind of unique position that I can have. So it's not, you know, the easiest thing. I think just getting older and, you know, it takes twice as long to do the same thing for your body. It takes twice as much work to do the same thing all the time. We talk about Susan all the time. Shout out to Susan Bornshire and Athlete Blueprint. I mean, just, you know, they're just incredible and working with us as our bodies change and as the limitations and things arise. But, you know, I feel like I can still be really impactful and still get out there and do what I do.
Yeah, no, you absolutely can. I appreciate your honesty there with how it has gone for you. Just 2 more questions for you. I know that we are a bit short on time. As I was prepping for this, obviously, I would see your 2019 photo so much. It is so iconic. So I thought, okay, I want you to give me your top most iconic sports photos, including yours. So give me 3 more that really stick out for you.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. This one's tough.
I know it's hard.
Man.
There's so many.
Yeah. I mean, I think Michael Jordan in Utah after a massive push off on Byron Scott. Was that who it was? Or was that Brian something. I can't remember. That's an iconic one with the hand up. Steph Curry's got like 20 of them. I mean, the ring. You know, all the shimmies. Sue, top of the key against Phoenix in 2018. Iconic.
Yes.
There's got to be one of Stewie just like doing that. Asia at the press conference with the goggles. With the goggles on the side.
Kelsey Plum in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's iconic. Yeah, and then I'll put mine in there. I think on a world stage to have a signature iconic celebration in sort of the context of everything that was going on. I'll put that one in there too. There's going to be some I'm missing too. I know I'm going to hate myself, but
no, yours. It's like it's the story. It's all of it together and like what that moment really signify that makes it special. So I agree with that list. I'm all in. Last question for you. I was watching a lot of interviews that you've done, reading a lot of articles that you had been a part of, and you talk about your team a lot, as you should. It's very clear you love your teammates. You are a team first kind of player. So I just wanted to give you the moment to talk about you because I want to know what you want to mean to the sport and what you feel like you have meant to the sport up to this point.
I mean, that's tough. I don't think I get to decide what I mean to the sport. I feel like I know what the sport has allowed me to do and the vehicle that it's been. You know, and I feel like I always have to say we in this, because being on this team and having this platform, you know, and of course, I mean, I always say I made the choice to sort of leverage America against itself, because there's like nothing that America loves more, than America. America loves America more than anything. America loves sports, and America loves winners. And America loves like brash, arrogant people. And so it's like, it's all here. And to do it in my way and to really have the ability to leverage it for good. I mean, I think that's what I'm most proud of and most thankful for in terms of what the sport has, you know, allowed me to do. You know, it's also just given me so much opportunity to do what I feel like is really my life's purpose. I feel like I'm this messenger type person. So much of what I say is not just what I made up or what I'm saying. I'm speaking with people. I'm speaking on behalf of people, using this amazing platform to do that and continue to push for change, whether it's Black Lives Matter or trans rights in sports or LGBTQ rights or equal pay. Whatever it may be, I feel like that's the privilege that I have. There's so many amazing things that come with being an elite athlete and being on this level and being as successful as I've been and being as successful as this team has been. I feel like that's the natural balance. I feel like, you know, the natural order of things would be out of balance if I just took and didn't give everything back. And I think being able to see in real time, along with so many other people that are fighting for the same things, whether it's, you know, the WNBA or other soccer federations fighting for, you know, equal treatment, or the way the NBA has used its platform, or different athletes. Like, I think it's really amazing to be a part of this. I know that it culminates in certain people at certain times, and certain personalities have a microphone, and you know, I've certainly never shied away from the intention. I mean, I have freaking blue hair and I have pink hair, so it's like no one's up here trying to be like, oh, I just went about my business humbly. I'm not that humble. Yeah, I have humility, but I'm not that humble. But I do really feel a part of something so much greater than myself, and so it's been an honor and a privilege to be one of the mouthpieces and to be one of you know, the people that things have culminated in. I think I just always hope that I've, you know, done it justice and treated it all with respect, and you know, left the game in a better place than where you found it. I think that's always really the goal, and I don't think it's sort of ostentatious to say that we've left it in a much better place than where we found it. I think that's the most important thing to me, and the thing that I'm most proud of in my career.
What a beautiful answer. I love that. I mean, I know that you know this, but you are so many things to so many people. Everyone is just thankful for your existence. I mean, it's obviously already incredibly easy to root for the USA, but you make it just even easier, because I love seeing you do well. You know you're my girl, and thank you so much for your time. I'm sad I won't be making the trip. I'm going to have major FOMO with everybody out there, but I will be rooting here from New York City. So thank you so much.
I'm still holding out. You always pop up. I might see you down there.